Hey, what's up, everybody? Check on. Yep, good, good, good. Hey, what's up, Pudgy, JMZ, Large Marge, Dylan, Rick? I'll move this. Stream Elements has probably been well, I would think. The robot is kicking. Let's see, yep, all good over here. So, yeah, I my week has turned out fairly strange. Some of you already know who have been in the Discord. So, hey, what's up, Blackball? Speaking of the Discord. Hey, what's up, Musgrave? So, yeah, my friend Josh called me yesterday and asked me what I was doing on Friday or this weekend, Friday and the weekend. And I said, don't have a lot of plans. Watching the Cyclocross Worlds was one of my big plans. Just, it'll be, I think, the women's 2:30 in the afternoon on Saturday and the men's 2:30 in the afternoon on Sunday. And he said, well, I think I have a job for you. He was like, this company um, that a friend works for needs someone to do an interview. He was like, I can't do it. I already have a gig. So he asked if I could do it. I said, yeah. And he said, well, it's in Tallahassee, Florida. And so I was like, Tallahassee, Florida? So today I just got most of the details, and it's an hour long shoot. They have this guy they're interviewing for this news piece for this media company I've never even heard of. Um, and it will be an hour on Friday morning at 9 o'clock. So I'm flying out Thursday from Akron, Canton at 3:30. Uh, I'll get in. There's a stop, so I'll get in fairly late. So it'll probably be pretty much straight to check in and to bed at the hotel. Shoot early Friday. Then I need to find a place to upload all the footage that I shoot. My friend Josh is going to edit it all, and then I once my footage is uploaded and I know it's uploaded, then I am pretty much free and I'm not flying out till Sunday afternoon. So I've already rented a bike for Saturday. So it's this little mini vacation out of nowhere, and it'll also be profitable. I'll get into a little more of the details of what I got going on with that in a minute after I say what's up. But yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, my week has really changed really quickly. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Unfortunately, the other thing I'll say before we like chat a little bit, then get back into like what I think my plans will be. Saturday, they are going to have record low temps in Tallahassee, which still the high is like 45, which won't be bad here, or compared to here where we have 2 feet of snow on the ground. You still can't ride any of the bike paths or anything like that. But yeah, so it's like I'm going to Florida and it's not even really going to be that warm. 45 will be nice. I'll have no complaints. There's no chance of rain on Saturday as of now. Um, but the lows are like 20. So I still need to be a little bit prepared for cold weather, especially if I decide to get up real early on Saturday and start riding. So, yeah, in a nutshell, that is. Oh, I just knocked this. Hang on. Yeah, what's been going on with me. So strange, strange situation. And I can't, I'm like, they couldn't find someone in Tallahassee to do this job for what they're paying me to fly and stay. And then my fee on top of it, which is pretty worthwhile. Yeah, I was just really surprised. And I guess they tried to do this with this guy who's fairly important and busy once before, and someone showed up with a shotgun mic and a Canon Rebel, and the footage was pretty much unusable. Usable. And this is a news piece, but they still want good audio, two camera setup. So, yeah, the camera I'm shooting on now, and then my R5, I'll be doing a wide and a tight shot, all that stuff. So, pretty cool. I'm kind of excited. I'm a little nervous to be going into the belly of the beast and flying. And as I said, I'm pretty cautious with the pandemic, and I know Florida is never cautious with the pandemic. So, but good thing is I'm going to be planning to ride bikes, and the flights aren't that long, so wearing an N95 mask and all that won't be too big of a deal. Uh, so yeah, what's up, Farley? Yeah, Tallahassee, Florida's America's Wang, and Tallahassee is the ball sack. Yeah, and um, I've never been to the Panhandle. I've been to the Gulf side, but that was like halfway down the state. I'm trying to remember what the name of where I've been on the Gulf side. And I have cousins who are near Orlando. They're in Sanford, uh, where Trayvon Martin was, but they live kind of down from there, kind of like a suburb of Sanford, which is say maybe 45 minutes from Orlando, so kind of like an Akron to Cleveland, and then out in the suburbs. But yeah, so totally different part of the state. Yeah, well, I mean, we've been having record numbers of COVID that's finally peaked here in Ohio. So yeah, I'm sure the Omicron is probably getting bad down there. I know the pandemic is moving southward, but my plan isn't to go and sit in bars and stuff like that. Like I said, I got a bike rented, so the only thing is I might have to, if the Wi-Fi at the Airbnb, because I'll have a hotel on Thursday and then I've got my own Airbnb for the next 2 nights. So if the Wi-Fi is not strong there, my plan will be to go to a coffee shop. But yep, I'll have a pocket full of N95s and play it as cool as I can. So been lucky so far. I'll be so annoyed if I go to Florida and end up getting COVID, but I'll be careful down there. I don't think it's going to be a big party trip. More exploring, taking photos and stuff like that. So. I think I'll look at the drink pics before we go to the maps, but I'd be interested. So I've got a couple ideas for the bike ride on Saturday, and I'm not sure which route I want to go yet. Literally, which route I want to go yet. But yeah, looking at what you guys are drinking, Black Ball's got a big old bottle of Heineken and a park tool doing a little work while you're hanging out. Rusty said he's got to work late, so he won't make it. But what is he? Is that? It's not my first rodeo. It's my second. Is that a Is that a Who Farted beer? I believe it is. I can't remember though. JMZ said, "Aren't they all cousins in Florida?" Jay Dandy's got a Hoppin' Frog Infusion Coffee Porter. Oh, he said it's a little too much for him. Yeah, that's it. That was Jay Dandy, right? Yeah, I actually really like that beer, but again, it's a total sipper. There's tons of flavor. It's definitely not a beer that you sit there and pound. JMZ's got an athletic free wave hazy IPA. Large is drinking an AleSmith Party Tricks. I need to see what that says bigger. West Coast style India Pale Ale brewed with Strata Eldorado and Citra hop, 6.8. Yeah. Do I have gator spray? Tallahassee has a southern Georgia vibe. Yeah, and when I looked up a bike group on Facebook, and they actually included Southern Georgia in their group. They said the Red Hills and Tallahassee, and I didn't even look. Is that well to pull it up? But is the border right there? So there's Tallahassee, fairly close. Oh yeah, so it's closer to Georgia than it is to any other notable city in Florida. Yeah, so I've obviously been looking at the maps and checking out places. One annoying thing is, I was obviously thinking Florida. If I did want to go out, I could sit on patios, but with the temperature, I could still do it. I'll bring my down jacket and all that if I do decide to try and get a beer anywhere or anything. But yeah, like downtown Tallahassee's right here, where like the Capitol buildings are and all that stuff. Uh, oh yeah, the Museum of Florida History is the old Capitol, and the new one's right here. I'll go to the satellite view in a minute, but it slows it down. But I am staying kind of north of Florida State, so here's Florida State. I'm staying up in this area. What is this called? Campus Circle. Yeah. So I just well, the first night I don't even know where my hotel is, and I don't know where the interview is yet. But they haven't hit me up with that information. But so after the shoot on Friday, I'm going to see if I could check into the Airbnb early and drop off my stuff, get my computer uploading, you know, hopefully see my computer's uploading, go get my rental bike, come back, make sure it's uploading, and basically I'll be checking in on that until it's done. Maybe take the bike into FSU and cruise around, come back, and so I won't really be free until I know all my files are uploaded. But I rented the bike from over here. It's called like Great Bike Shop. It's got a really, there was only two places that rented bikes. The Great Bicycle Shop. But the bike shop, the bike is actually a giant Revolt 2. And so it's a carbon gravel bike. I called today. You book online, but I called today and asked all about the bike. And it's, yeah, she said she thinks it has 40s or 42s on it. So, yeah, decent, you know, sounds kind of like a racy gravel bike. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to bring my Swift Catalyst so I could have my extra layers. Well, I'll probably have my extra layers on in the morning and I'll be shedding them as the day goes on. But the thing is, on Saturday, the bike has to be back by 4:30, unfortunately. So I think I'm going to probably get up real early on Saturday so I could cover some ground. One of my original ideas, there's a rail trail that goes almost all the way to the coast. It goes to St. Marks, Florida. I could probably just type that in and make it do that. It went the wrong way. One. Not a church. That's not what I wanted. I don't know why you would assume when there's a city in Florida, that's where I'd want it to go. Way better than the Just Okay bike shop. Cruise down to Key West for guys night out. Let's see, is this? So I don't know why it's not putting it on the rail trail. Maybe because it's over here, but oh, there it is. Yeah, let's see. Oh, here's where the rail trail is. Yeah, come on, put it on the trail. Oh, there it is. Yeah, sorry. Let's go to satellite so it makes a little more sense. But yeah, so if you look at this zoomed out from just south of Tallahassee, there's a rail trail that goes all the way into St. Marks, which is on this river. The weird thing is there's no bridge in St. Marks over the river. I'm guessing this is all like, it's not all like estuary or anything, but yeah, there's a historic site. There was a Spanish fort there way back in the day. So that was one idea, to ride into there, but then take this small road around to where the bridge is. And then this is all state park. And there's a lighthouse down on the coast, St. Mark's Lighthouse. And follow Thomas, who's a channel I watch. I've seen him actually do this ride. And it looks pretty cool. But it's to do it in the most direct route will be about, I think it was from the bike shop, about 38, 39 miles. So it'd be like an 80-mile day, so not bad. Oh, wait. Haven't had the map on the whole time. Oh, my God. Sorry, guys. I thought I had the maps on the whole time. Yeah. So, yeah. Bike shop up here, north of Tallahassee. Um, Picks up the bike trail right here, just south of like the city proper. And then this is all rail trail. And this is St. Mark's here. Sorry about that. But yeah, so this is where I was saying is the little city that doesn't have a bridge or anything, but the historic Spanish fort, and it's supposed to be kind of cool. A couple little seafood places. But yeah, then the thought would be to take this road out and around to where there's actually a bridge over the river, and then there's this lighthouse road that goes all the way through the park to here. But again, that would limit, if I did that, that's all I would be doing, and then I'd be turning around. Like I could stop for food and stuff, but by the time I had to get back, that would be like kind of a limiting factor. But I'm looking at all these cool, you know, dirt roads through here past the ponds and all this kind of stuff, like all the way around along here, like these like they must be dams, right? I would assume. And then there's all these other like cool looking roads around here. But if I go all the way down there, um, I wouldn't get to explore too much. And so I started looking at over here from Tallahassee. This is all park. And I guess from what I'm reading, there's like all these dirt roads through here that break off into all kinds of single track. So I'd have to definitely do some research, like you could see this kind of stuff. So I'm thinking maybe it makes more sense to try and figure out a route from doing some research through the Facebook groups. And instead of doing a super long ride that was like ended up being 80 miles with not much time to explore, doing something that's more like 40, 50 and getting in here to this forest and getting to do some stuff that's more fun and maybe more gnarly, like all these kind of roads. So I'll have the bike, Rick, from whenever I have a chance to pick it up on Friday, and these logistics are going to be kind of a little difficult to figure out. Don't let me go back to the maps without. um, but yeah, because I'll probably have to check out of my hotel around 10 or 11. So basically, when the shoot's done at 10, I can have the bike at 10:30 on Friday, but I have to be somewhere to have my files uploading, and I don't know how long that's going to take. It'll depend on the Wi-Fi signal. So that's why I said I'm going to hit up the Airbnb and see how early they'll let me get in there. Being that it's a Friday, if no one's staying there on Thursday, even if I could throw them some money to get in there, like, say 11, 12, and get my stuff done. But Friday night, I would probably be, you know, keeping it close to town no matter what. Um, yeah, so basically, the reason I want it, no matter what, I just want to make sure I get it on Friday so I could get out on the road on Saturday as early as possible because Saturday the bike has to be back a half an hour before they close, which is 4:30, which is fine anyways because that's what, an hour from sunset. Rick, you said, why don't I do some city riding, taking the culture? Because I'm going to have plenty of time to check out the city on Friday and Sunday. I'm not flying out till um, I can't remember, but it's around 2 or 3. So Sunday I'll also have time to explore the city. So I'm definitely gonna have my camera on me, and I will like check out Tallahassee itself. But yeah, Saturday I'm not gonna just. I want to get a real ride in. I've got an awesome gravel bike. I mean, I wouldn't buy a giant, but I've got a carbon gravel bike, and it didn't say what the components were, but the cheapest one has Shimano 105. So it's going to be like a really nice bike. So I want to go out and ride. I don't want to, just tool around the city all day. I've got Friday and Sunday for that. So yeah. So one, yeah, I kind of like the idea of getting down and seeing the coast as someone who is from Ohio and I just don't get to see well, this is the Gulf, not the ocean, but stuff like that often enough. Like, you know, the idea of just doing a long ride and like, 15 miles an hour all the way to the coast and back with a good stop for lunch and anything I see along the way is kind of intriguing. But then the idea of going out and doing like, and I've seen some photos of some gravel riding out through here and making it a shorter ride and doing more just like getting to, do more some adventure cycling is also intriguing. So I'm not sure what route to choose, but yeah, it just seems like this can be really cool. Uh, Pudgy said, "Have I connected the king of trendsetters, the gravel cyclist, about my Florida trip? Have I? connected or contacted. I actually love checking out cities. I want to see any city I haven't seen. I love it. I mean, I could just walk, but I would prefer like I like to I definitely like to hike around cities a little more too. I like to be walking with my camera on my back and taking a lot of photos and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, what would you guys do if you were in this situation? Do you think you would, I have a bike that's fully capable of either one. It's going to be fast bombing down that paved bike path, or I think it could probably handle anything that these trails would throw at it. Yeah. There's no night drop off, Rick. They're not even open on Sunday, so it wouldn't even be an option. Um, so Saturday is definitely my big day to get out. But then again, like I said, the bike will get dropped off at 4:30, and then I've still got all evening to explore the city. It doesn't look like there is any. I didn't see any bike share, so unfortunately, but Uber and my feet, I'll walk a long, long way. I'm totally fine doing that. The gravel cyclist? Do I know the gravel cyclist? I have seen some. I did look up some gravel websites that show what's gravel, but they're not really. I didn't see anything that showed like good routes, like a full route just to follow. So I think I might tomorrow when I get up hit up the Facebook group that's for Tallahassee and just drop like a random like, hey, can anyone point me in the right direction of someone who wants to do 40, 50 miles on dirt, or off road, and see what they have to say. Yeah, and then I didn't even look like up here to the north. It looks like there's all kinds of stuff up here too that might be actually more hills and stuff like that. That looks like dirt, but yeah, I definitely need to do more research. I've been spending the time trying to get my work done before I go because this is an unexpected trip, and then getting the Airbnb booked, getting the bike booked, all that kind of stuff, getting all my you know ducks in a row and stuff like that. Large said he would stay in the hotel room and watch Quantum Leap. We did that one pouring night in Connecticut, but we didn't really just stay in a hotel and watch Quantum Leap because we had ridden all day uh, to get there. So, Blackball said he would make the call the night before because if a job is like his, there will be revisions. So here's the cool thing about this gig, Chris, is I am just shooting this. So my friend Josh has billed this um, as a package. I'm shooting this gig and then I'm just sending the raw footage to Josh. And they need this by Monday because I think I said this, but this is a news story. It's not like a, you know, per, super produced interview piece. It will be produced with the different camera angles and stuff like that. Like it's going to look like a 60 minutes interview. There might be a little bit of B roll we're going to shoot, but even the B roll is going to be like kind of different interview scenes and maybe a little lead in with the guy who's the reporter or whatever. But yeah, it's a guy interviewing a think tank guy. So I really don't have to, yeah, I really don't have to do anything. So my whole goal is just I got to get that footage up on Friday. As soon as I get all the footage up, I'll be good to go. The thing is, my R5 is going to be shooting 4K. I'll shoot 1080 on the this one, and they could upres it if they want to. But this camera's 4K is very wonky and it's hard to edit, so I'm not going to make them deal with that. But so there's going to be considerable amount of footage to upload, which is going to take time. So Rick said you do the golf, but you don't have enough time. I do have enough time, I believe. It would just be an early morning, which isn't necessarily a problem. You know, if you consider me riding, 15 miles an hour, it's really not that hard to still have like an hour lunch and get back if I got up at like 6 or 7. But yeah, it would be less time to photograph and all that stuff. Jay Dandy said he would bomb the path, just the rail trail, is, and then the off road stuff would be cool if I had more time to get lost. Hmm. Yeah, see, it's interesting because I was almost thinking the opposite of staying close and trying to hit trails because then I feel like that would take less time. But yeah, my route would be very determined if I just do the lighthouse route. So, well, let's map that out. Let me add that. Let's see what it. Because I'm doing this all from what I looked up earlier. So I'll pull this back up. Yeah, one of my problems is like the idea of having the chance to hit some gnarly stuff. Maybe some exploring stuff. It's hard to pass up. But yeah, so 38 miles. Um, Google. Oh, I don't have that. I'll show this. I'll add this on the screen so you could see it. Yeah, so Google is saying 3 hours, 11 minutes. I'd be a little quicker than that if I wasn't stopping anywhere, obviously. I think Google calculates at 12 miles an hour, if I remember correctly, for bike routes. So, oh, and this isn't quite the route I would want to go because I think it would probably make more sense to do it like that. And then the other thing I was thinking is still, because now it's showing 36, but to make this a little more interesting could be to, where's my point to drag? Hit this spillway road would be way more interesting than to stay on the lighthouse road, you know, and maybe even, you know, something like that or that. That puts it at 37 miles, 3 hours, 10 minutes. Um, there is a coffee shop sandwich shop that they showed had good reviews right here, and everything I read said like the food's amazing. So I'm thinking, you know, stop there. Hopefully, I could either take food on the road. St. Mark's, the whole thing is I'd probably want to make a loop through here. So you're adding 15, 20 minutes, you know, but it's small. You can see how small it is. But history nerd in me would probably want to see the ruins of the Spanish fort and the state park right there. But wait, do the Pecan 200 route? I'll have to look that up in a second. Oh, you already dropped it large. Oh, yeah. Let me copy that and post it. Obviously, I don't have time for it, but it's still worth seeing what it is. I'll get that in a window for now. Uh, so I have it in a minute here. Lighting, Rick, I'm bringing just one Lolitola, one little light, one stand, two tripods, one umbrella. That's it. So, help the editor and make proxies in camera. Can I make and just send proxies if he's turning in the final product before I even get home? That won't work, right? Because aren't proxies, don't they still need to tie back to the actual file at some point? Let me know if that works. Again, this is stuff I never mess with because I'm a one man operation. I shoot my files, I bring them home. My computer's uh, fast enough to edit 4K footage, so I don't even edit it with proxy myself. But I thought you made proxies, but there still has to be the actual data behind it, right? Don't you? Rick asked if I have cell phone coverage through there. No idea. I'm guessing with St. Mark's being there, you're not looking at crazy distances, and there are houses. Um, if you do zoom in certain spots, there are like houses out there. But I'll have my bike computer with a preloaded route no matter what I decide. So I'll have my GPS even if. But yeah, if you look, St. Mark's is there, and St. Mark's Lighthouse is here. So you're not looking like you're not, and there's civilization here. You're not out in the middle of nowhere. And if I went out here too, I mean, you're right here by Tallahassee, and there are houses. Um, I've zoomed in. There is stuff around here, you know. Jay Dandy will speak of this stream for the years to come. Well, you said I don't know the terrain. So, Rick, it is a paved rail trail. So, to do the most direct route from Tallahassee to St. Mark's, whoops, I didn't want to do it like that. This route, Tallahassee, St. Mark's, Lighthouse. If I didn't do any of the detours I just threw up there at the end, um, it is it's all paved. So yeah, so it'd still be fast going, and it's actually yeah 240 feet of elevation on the way out, 351 feet on the way back, which over 40 miles is pretty much nothing. For anyone who's been around here, the climb out of the valley back to my house is 300 feet. So let's see. I'm way back in the comments. I'm gonna. Bradley Cordora. No ride is complete without a proper cup. I'm not taking gummies. I ate all those gummies. Yeah, no, Dandy, you're right. I'm in my head. I'm 50-50 on like, yeah, I definitely want to have like um, an idea of what I want to do before I go because I don't want to be sitting around wasting my time with like when I'm dealing with like when I'm done with my job and all that. And if I decide to get up early, I don't want to be like going out and be like, what do I want to do? And trying to coordinate my computer and my phone. Like I kind of want to, tomorrow I kind of want to get my ideas together and just have like that peace of mind of like, I'll be cool knowing what I'm, like making a call and doing it. Chris said Florida is pretty flat. He would go hit some back road adventure. Yeah. Yeah, and you're right too, Jay Dandy. He just said he's itching to get some long rides in, which, yeah, today I went and did 7 miles and I was going to try and make it around 10. But again, I was already just bored. There's just nowhere to go right now. It's like residential streets or main streets, but even the main streets, you don't want to go on anything too big right now because there's no shoulders around here. For those of you who don't know, we got a huge snowstorm, one of the bigger we usually get. Um, like last week, and then we've been getting a few inches here and there since. So there's our trails are completely unrideable, and any road that would be a bigger road that would normally have shoulders, the shoulders usually aren't even plowed around here now. So I understand. You're right, Jay Dandy. It would be nice to go out and ride 80 miles because this week I have 7 miles. This is like the lowest month I've had in a number of years. So oh, Dylan said you send the proxies at full res. The point is the codec from the R5 is so terrible you can't play it back on pretty much any computer without proxies. Gotcha. The editor will be making proxies just to play. Yeah, and he's coming by tomorrow to drop off a couple wireless mics that I'm going to use for this interview. Um, so I'll talk to him about that stuff then. To me, the issue is how fast can I get this stuff uploaded. But if he needs to make proxies, I'm shooting regular 4K on the R5, so regular 4K on the R5 is very editable. For most computers, and I know him and his editor have a powerful ones, it's the 4K HQ which becomes pretty uneditable. So, yeah. Rick, I've used Ride with. I'm not. Yeah, I'm just using Google Maps is the simplest way to do something really quick. But you're right. Ride with GPS, even Strava's route planning is much better now. And I will. The actual routes I plan will be on either Strava or Ride with GPS. And I've used Ride with GPS mostly, but now Strava has finally caught up with their route planning. when I just want to talk about something, I always use Google Maps to get the rough idea because I also like, I'm just so used to Google Maps that I like knowing that I could zoom in. It's giving me the recommendations for stuff I already like, it'll give me the this is a good match for you. So yeah, I always rough plan a route with Google Maps and then I move it over and we'll actually do that for real with a an app that's made for it. Plus, I don't transfer Google Maps to my computer anyways. My computer is synced to Strava and Ride with GPS. But yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, and then Rick said, "Are you making a vid?" And Pudgy said, I better be making a video." And yeah, definitely. I mean, when I told Josh, who set this up, it's not we're working for someone else, but he's handling the editing and everything. I told him, I'm like, if it's cheaper to have me fly and then stay a couple days, I would prefer that. And one of the thoughts in my mind was like, one, I just want to ride my bike somewhere where it's a lot nicer. But for sure, yeah, the plan was definitely to try and film it. I would anyways. Like I want, it's like it's just you know, I just love doing all that stuff. So Jay Dandy said talking about riding around here, he said 16 miles around the KSU campus. Yeah. Yeah, they're probably plowing the campus pretty good. So that's what if you guys saw when we rode on Sunday, we hit the Akron U campus because same thing. At least some of the stuff would be a little bit plowed, so it'd be even though we were getting a ton of snow on Sunday, fresh snow is so much easier to ride in right now than the where snow is falling on top of stuff that hasn't been plowed is just impossible to ride. So yeah, and I will show you the final route, Jay Dandy, because and then I don't know if I've brought this up before, but just again, in case anyone doesn't know, in all my videos, I do post the actual Strava below. So the actual route I ended up riding is always linked in the description of every video. So if you're ever like, where was that? Or where do you find that path? Like, I always have that stuff on there. So yeah, so Rick, you were saying that you stalk on Ride with GPS. All mine are automatically uploaded there when I got my Wahoo, just because I linked it that way. But I don't use Ride with GPS like as the social app that I use. Like Strava is cool to like. I use that more in a social way to follow everyone and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Pudgy around 60 miles. Yeah. Chris said Ox Hunt is a great site that keeps you off private land. Yeah, and like you guys are saying, down here, I think I do have to be a little, well, one, I know you have to be a little concerned about the wildlife, snakes, gators, stuff like that. I think I don't know. We'll see. Being this time of year, I don't, does stuff, like, would they have there's a 20-degree low, like I said, I think on Friday or Saturday night. So I assume stuff dies back. One thing I was reading someone saying about one of the areas is they were a little uncomfortable because they were worried about like snakes being in the grass where stuff was overgrown. I'm assuming stuff does die off a little bit this time of year, so we'll see. Um, I'll definitely be cautious, And it looks like even in this area I was talking about here, and from what I read on a group, it was somewhere I read on, I think it was a Reddit about this area. Like you could still kind of stick to these paved roads in the main dirt roads, and then breaking off there, you could see as there it gets even more overgrown. So that's the kind of stuff. If I go this route, I would just be, cautious about. But here, this is technically. It looks like this whole. I think this is all state park, and it's on the fringes where there's private property. So yeah, so here you can see it's like more residential, and then once you get into the section, it seems like it's mostly park. Yeah, I don't. Man, my mileage this month has got to be pretty. It's low. I know that. Malk, you only have your mile from testing out the Surly. Poison Ivy isn't just on Cinemax down there. Where are we? Yeah, I get well. I guess more than I thought. 229 miles this month. The first couple weeks, I guess the first week was still fairly rideable around here, so I probably got a little bit of mileage in then. But yeah, I guess it's just the last couple weeks that feels so low uh, comparatively. This week, like I said, 7 miles, but it's only Tuesday. But yeah, all these rides are so short, even though the length isn't that short. We were out half the day and we got 5 miles in, you know, 6 miles, 4 miles, 4 miles, 10 miles, 10 miles, 4 miles. Yeah, just super short rides. Yeah, the last decent ride was 21 miles. So on, where's the date? January 12th was the last time I got a reasonable ride in. So, oh wow, large, you got 394 in? That's not bad for what we've had going on lately. Oh yeah, let's look up that route that where'd it go? I wanted to look up that. I accidentally closed the tab. Go back and find that route that large dropped. Oh, here it is. Oh wow, there's actually some elevation over this way. Well, I know Jay Dandy was saying in the Discord that depending on which way you head from Tallahassee, there is some actual elevation. So this must be the Red Hills, I'm assuming. But the Dirty Pekin 200 miles, 560 feet of elevation. And were you saying this is mostly unpaved? Oh, they created it on my birthday 3 years ago. 126 miles of unpaved, 78 miles of paved. I wish I had time for this. I mean, obviously, to break it up into 2 days. And if it wasn't going to be freezing cold, it'd be cool to camp it. But let's see where. Huh. Yeah, see, even riding. Let's see. Yeah, even riding to get there, I'd already be in at like 60 miles or something. Muskrat said a band called Look Mexico is in Tallahassee, and they do a song called Ride or Die. Remember? Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, like no matter what I do, it's unexpected, and I'm even spending a little money. I'm going to still make money. Yeah, just trying to figure out what the best thing to do is, and then also, like I said, tomorrow I'll try and work out the logistics of getting this footage uploaded. I think probably having the public library in my mind as a backup. You know, I'm thinking high speed internet, that might be the best place to go. Unfortunately, I can't remember if I mentioned this. I've talked to Aaron today and the guy I'm working with, but my laptop is like an ultrabook. I don't have a laptop that I like have a powerful editing machine because I edit on my computer at home. So I don't have an Ethernet port, so it's going to have to be over Wi-Fi and all that. So steal a bike when I get there. There is like a bike kitchen, and it was funny. I was thinking like I should just reach out to them and like borrow some vintage bike and bomb around and then bring it back. But yeah, yeah, and that well, our one friend Carl who works at Earthquaker, the guitar pedal company. I think we were talking about this once. He went to Germany, and the rental bikes were like decent rental bikes were super expensive. They ended up going on like the German version of Craigslist and buying bikes for like under $100. And the one he bought had like a really nice Brooks saddle. And so he was like, I basically made my money when we were done with the bikes. He was like, I took the Brooks saddle off, flew home with it, and he's like, I just leaned the bike up against a wall in some place where someone else would find it and just take it. So get a folder and bring it back. Yeah. The bike rental. Oh yeah, the bike rental is only it would be 35 a day since I'm getting it overnight and like I said I don't know when I'll be able to pick it up, so I just did an overnight. 45 bucks. 45 bucks for a like I looked up the prices of the Revolt. It's a 2019 Giant Revolt. Uh, on the cheap end, they're like $3,000. So on the top end, they're like $5,000. So I'm like, 45 bucks. And then I did call and ask about like stuff. They have a helmet and they have pedals. I don't need to bring pedals. So I was wondering that because I ride flats anyways. And I'm like, do I need to bring pedals? So I'm like, I should call before I book this. But yeah, anyway, so that's what's going on with me this weekend. So obviously, there will be no stream on Thursday because I'll be flying. We're stopping in Charlotte or somewhere, Charleston. I can't remember, but yeah, I was gonna look at some of the bike pics that everyone's been posting since the last stream because I missed a couple when I was. Where are we at on that? Let me find our spot. 9:48. Rambled about that for an hour. Uh, Trying to remember where we stopped last time. Oh, yeah, we'll get to your bike, Pudgy. But the single speed commuter ratio, yeah, mine is too. My single speed has too tall of a gear, but I don't think it's that different than large is 4414. So Chris said that's pretty cheap, but bring your pedals because they can be crap. Yeah. Oh yeah, Snacks is heading down to the Cyclocross Worlds in Fayetteville, and this weekend, and he's taking his Lauf with him. We were talking about that, what bike he should bring because it sounds like down there you there's and I think they're staying in Bentonville and riding down to Fayetteville for the actual race, but yeah, it seems like pretty much any bike down there that has at least some decent tires would be awesome because there is like so much riding. That's awesome. That was my plan to watch the world champs on TV and hopefully see Snacks cheering on the sideline there. But oh yeah, and this is Summit Perry's photo from our ride on Sunday. So I rode with him and obsolescence or less than rocket science, depending on which screen name he's using. And I think like how many of us showed up? Like 8 or 9. Large and Aaron and a friend Scott who was leading the ride and a couple other people. But there was a lot of other people who wanted to come, but it was snowing so hard they couldn't get to the ride. So this is the shop ride that Dirty River does. So yeah, you could see the snow caked all over Summit Perry's bike from that ride on Sunday. Oh yeah, then Rick actually had decent weather. It looks like. Oh yeah, the snow that we got seems like it keeps missing you guys in Philly. Well, we had a storm hit us from the south. Then we got hit by a lake effect storm. So basically, here in Akron, to get lake effect, it just has to be coming directly north off the lake. And then we got hit by an Alberta Clipper on Sunday and Monday. This is Dylan's bike. Oh, you were getting snow in this photo too, huh? Oh, that's right. Columbus got snow too on Sunday, just not. I just don't think you guys were getting hit the way we were, right? Let's see. Ah, Muskrat's bike too. The Bianche, is it a Volpe or a Volpe? My Italian is not very. Yeah, so I can't remember if I mentioned this since we've been chatting, but Musgrave actually, I can't remember if that's when we met. Maybe probably met him before that, but played harmonica on one of our songs way back in the day. But now I mostly know him from running into him out and around on the bike trails, which uh, which was kind of interesting. One of my videos from maybe about 3 weeks ago. It was Volpe. Uh, it was before the snow. I was making a video and I was riding across that boardwalk over Summit Lake that's in so many of my videos. And Muskrat's actually in the video, but at the time, neither of us realized that we had passed each other. He was kind of riding behind a couple other people, you know. So it was pretty. He messaged. Yeah, he commented on that video. He's like, "Hey, I'm in the video," and I hadn't even realized it, even when I was editing it, that it was him. But Volpe. Oh, Blackball, you had one too. Nice. Blackball said that Alberta Clipper got around. Nice. And then the other bike he had up here. Oh yeah, 2003 Bianche Aeros, last year made in Italy. Oh yeah, then I had asked before I pull up the photo if that was a 3x9 Campy group set, and he said it's Campy Mirage 8 speed. I could tell by the levers it had to be Campy, but oh, it's a cool stem too. Oh, I don't have these up here. Whoops. Sorry, messed it up again. Man, I'm not even half a beer and I'm messing stuff up tonight. So yeah, did I have the Volpe up there when I was talking about it? JB Meek said Brooks saddles look like they're pretty popular. Yeah, I think they've had a huge resurgence the last couple of years. I love them personally. I mean, I must have 4 of them, but I ride them on all the bikes I ride the most, except my winter bike for obvious reasons. It wouldn't really make sense to have to me, to always have it covered anyways. But yeah, my gravel bike and then the road tour, my Neo Retro Trek build, I have it on, and my single speed, and yeah, and just put a leather saddle, not a Brooks, but a French version on another bike too. I didn't show the Volpe. God damn it! Did I show any of the bikes? Was I just talking about the bikes with none of the bikes up? All right, let's show the Volpe first, and then we'll show. So, well, how do you know it has a Brooks saddle? How did JB Meek know it has a Brooks saddle if I didn't have this photo up? We got 5 minutes till the piddle break, and I'll be about beer ready then too. Oh, that has cantilevers on it, huh? Is that what that is? Is that designed as more of a touring bike? Because you got the fenders, the cantilevers. All right. Now I'll show the Aeros, the Italian-made Aeros with the campy that we were talking about. Yeah, it's interesting, JB. I've said this before, but and some people. Oh, I showed everything. Thanks, Malk. Good. um, some people like a lot of all saddles. We've talked about this on here a bunch of times. Saddles are totally personal, and you can't say anything to anyone else about a saddle. And when me and Party Size Cycling were talking, same thing. But Brooks, I like them new, and then I just think they get better and better. So when you hit that, like, they always kind of say magical 600-mile numbers when they're supposed to be like broken in. Like, they definitely, that is about where I found they get even more comfortable. But I actually, like, Otis gave me one that he hated, absolutely hated. And so that one was pretty dry and wasn't very broken in, even though it had been used. But again, I liked it right away, and I just feel like it got better and better. So, yeah, but it's such a personal thing. You can't, um, yeah, you just can't. Yeah, it's personal. Blackball says that he doesn't think the hardware is as good. I always hear people say Brooks have been cheapened over the years and all that stuff. Brooks has actually been sold a couple times, I know. Um, yeah, when you look at like Gilbertude with the reusable or like changeable hardware and stuff like that, I get it. I've never had a Brooks fall apart on me, but yeah, I've never had a problem with any of mine. The leather is definitely thicker on my vintage French saddle for sure, but yeah, then Pudgy was saying he likes the cadmium, so he likes the C's, but he doesn't like the leather. Yeah, and I obviously get there's people on the channel that don't want to use leather no matter what. Totally understandable. I probably will. The one on my gravel bike, I probably will replace it with a new one at some point. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'll lace it. We've talked about that too. Mine is getting towards the end of where you can tension it. And I think I'd just probably punch some leather, use a leather punch, put some holes in it, and lace it to give it some more life. But Bradley said he's had his B17 for 12 years. Yeah. Oh, JB, you have a Tamland. That's right. Oh, nice. Oh, Musgrave was saying the Volpe is more of a cross cheek geo. Yeah. Yeah, the C17s I find are just as are yeah, the C series are just as what's the word I'm using? People's opinions are just as split as they are about the leather ones. I've had some friends who have gotten the C series and don't like them at all, and other ones who are now running them all the time. And I've seen those get more popular too. For a while, it seemed like everyone I met did not like the C's, and now I see a lot of people running them. So let's look at a couple more bikes before we jump into a break. Yeah, my the one that's on my gravel bike I got used. I actually traded our buddy Woody roach clips for some engagement photos. So that one was already well used. So I can't only imagine the amount of miles. And I put that on like 4 different bikes before I moved it to the gravel bike. So, man, I'm guessing I have 4 to 5 thousand miles on it myself. But Oh, this is Erin's new bike build. This is her on Sunday, her first true snow ride. So Dirty River built her up this Otis, and Large built her up this Cannondale, and she has 45 North Gravdales on there. Not that the tires anyone was riding seemed to make too much of a difference on Sunday. Large and Obsolescence both had those, what are they called, ice spikers that seemed to, they were the only one that seemed to have a leg up on everybody else, but the rest of us were all over the place. But yeah, I thought this came out pretty cool. Oh yeah, but you were saying this is from your commute. Let me close a couple of these windows again. I can't remember what your caption on that. Oh, then Malk's new build here, out on his shakedown ride. The Ogre. Oh, Chris, you said you broke your ergon saddle? It's not rated for a full figured person? Huh. I Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about those. I don't think I pretty much for me I don't like different vintage bikes I have and I have other saddles so I use them. But I think for my main bikes I'll probably always stick with B17s. I know they work for me, but huh. Ergons are supposed to be under 225. You're supposed to be under 225. So, oh yeah, JMZ's specialized. Oh, it's the same fender most of us run, but yeah, that is just. I usually don't like drop stays. There's something about um, yours that your Diverge that I always think just looks really good. Probably just the way you have it set up with the tan walls and bar tape and matching saddle. Oh yeah, you were saying just got the catalyst in. Yeah, it's the same catalyst that I run, but Jay Dandy, you're wondering if you could pull off the look of Aaron's boots. Yeah, I think the first time she rode in those, she got kind of sore from the different foot position, but now she's got it down. Oh yeah, then this is so Pudgy said he traded this for a couple bike racks, and I was gonna ask if it was a track bike. I was assuming, but you said like so you're thinking turning into a single speed commuter. Is it? Well, the fork has brake mounts. Oh, side pull brake mounts, but it's got horizontal dropouts. Huh. That's pretty cool. That fork is nuts. Oh, this has a derailleur? Oh, yeah, it does have a derailleur hanger. Totally overlooked that. So, did they do the horizontal dropouts so you could, to make it easier to go either way if you wanted to run it geared or if you want to run it single speed on this one? Chris, you said you have the Cella Atomica, like a Brooks. Yeah, I get Facebook. I always gives me ads for those, like with the cutout ones. Oh, we got some more bike picks too. Yeah, let's whoops, I clicked the wrong buttons here. Oh, that's right. Musgrave, you dropped your surly ones and just chatting. Yeah, let's find that. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's do the break first, and then I found those. Then we'll jump into the Surly's. Yeah, I was surprised the dates didn't make sense. I remember you dropped some in the chat on the last stream that I missed. But yeah, let's do that. Interesting. Oh, look at the time. Look at the time, Pudgy. Yeah, be right back. I just want to take a quick moment during this break to thank our channel members. Their financial support really does make it possible to do this many live streams and produce this many videos. So thanks a lot. If you're interested in joining, we could drop a link on the screen in the chat right now that you could check out and follow that link and join the channel and get some special perks too. Anyways, thanks to everybody else too for tuning in. I really enjoyed doing this. Check out the merch store and also drop a like on this video. Thanks, every little bit helps. We will be back in a couple minutes. I want a tuna boat. Give me tuna boat. I want a tuna boat. Give me tuna boat. Hey, there we go. Oh, sorry about that, Musgrave. I took the time to. I keep rotating between your nickname Muskrat and your actual and the name I've I've always said Musgrave. Everyone else said Muskrat, but um, I took the time to edit that video and put your name in it. Then I played. I didn't connect this stream to the new video I made. So yeah, you'll be listed as a member next Tuesday because yeah, there won't be the stream on Thursday. But JB was asking for fast rolling gravel tires for hardpack. Um, for hardpack, I know a ton of people would probably recommend Gravel Kings. Um, kind of the what OG great all rounders. I like, and I this is will surprise no one. I love my Rene Hurst Hurricane Ridges for every terrain, which is weird because they look so knobby, but I still feel like they're really fast on the road. But I think if you're always going to be on hard pack, that Gravel Kings would be hard to beat. The only thing that I think is can be annoying about Gravel Kings is if someone's following behind you, they do seem to chuck up a lot of fine stones. The other ones I really liked that I think I used, I think that would probably be good for that would be the WTB. Were those not the cannonballs? Were the cannonballs the ones that are less tready? I've had two sets of WTBs. I'm trying to look at them because they're over there. I'm trying to think of the one that had the finer tread because I had the one that was more like the Rene Hurst style tread, and then I had the ones that had like the finer tread. I'm trying to. Oh no, not WTB. I really like the Terravales. Uh, the Terravales. Oh, the Terravales are the cannonballs. And see if I could get a. I think these would be a really good fast rolling tire for the hard pack, and then they have the side tread in case you do need to get into anything gnarlier. These are a 700 by 42. But yeah, there was something I actually wasn't as crazy about with the, and I'm trying to remember what it was with the Terravale cannonballs. Um, Not Terravale. These are the Terravale cannonballs, the WTBs, where I definitely liked the Rene Hurst better, but I can't remember what it was. I do like everything about the Rene Hurst because they're knobby, but they're quiet and they still feel fast. I just think they're such a well designed tire and super supple. But oh yeah, there is a byway. Isn't a byway like a smoother rolling one too? I think. Yeah. Bradley runs 43 Gravel Kings on his disc trucker. Hey, what's up, Obsolescence? Oh, Speed Ride Continentals, 25 bucks on Amazon. Yeah, if you're looking to save money, for sure. Yeah. Wow, 25 bucks for a pair of Continentals? Pathfinder Pros? Huh. I've never run those. Yeah. Riddlers, yeah. Yeah, there's so many good tires out there now. And so many of them are just so good at all around, just like the bikes. You know what I mean? They could do everything. Large said WTB byways are his jam for summer riding. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to see what my WTBs were. I kind of have these. I saved some of the tires as backups because they still have some tread. Like you guys saw, the one came in handy when we were building up the Peugeot over here. Oh, these were Resolute, so these were definitely more tready. Um, these are more. These are the ones that are more like the Rene Air style tread. Come on, focus on that. Yeah, yeah. So these are more of a grippy one. Yeah, I got to imagine Ultra Dynamicos. Pudgy says for sure. I got to assume what Panaracer's got to have a couple really good. Well, Panaracer makes Gravel Kings. That's right. That's who I'm thinking of. But I can always say, yeah, it's just how, and then you could go with how light and supple you want them to be. So, with like the Ultra Dynamicos and the Rene Ursus, then you could also choose what kind of casing you're getting. So, hard pack, that's one of the reasons I think the Ultra Dynamicos and Rene Hertz are nice to get really light and supple tires. If you know you're going to be that and get the uh, light casings. Oh, Rick said, just throwing this out there, supple tires and big fat Fs don't get along. Understandable, yeah. And people were shredding tires who did the hard lap. shredding like light casing Renee Ayers tires when they were doing the really gnarly version of Nutmeg. So, yeah. Muskrat's WTB all terrain are cheap and good. Yeah. Pudgy said he loves the Pirelli Cinturados for gravel right now. Yeah. Yeah, it really is hard to go wrong. Like, one of the problems with like the more supple tires too, if you end up doing a lot of hard pack and pavement riding, they do wear out fast. I've definitely gone through and I don't have the ultra supple. I get the regular casing, I believe, for my Renee Hurst Hurricane Ridges, but I definitely go through them because I do just end up hitting a lot of pavement. But I love them when you're in some. It's worth it for me because we also just that bike is my all arounder, and when we do hit the wet stuff, the wet off road stuff, they really do kick in then. So yeah, and then Pudgy, you were saying you've had issue with WTBs not being round. Didn't actually we were looking at JMZ's bike, and he had an issue too. Then they also sent him one that was a different color than the other one, right? I can say it. I can say the F word. It's after 10. Yeah. Still not try not to flaunt it. Yeah. And then, as we said too, like it's a lot about design because most of the brands the brands that a lot of us like are, like I've said plenty of times, are all made in the same factory. Pan Eraser is making Ultra Dynamico, um, Terravale, and Renee Hurst. So yeah, I tried a number of things on the gravel bike, but I just feel like I found the tires that I like the best, and I'm willing to pay for them too. One I really like supporting Jan Hein, and yeah. Oh, JMZ, your problem was with the Pirelli road tires. Okay, that's right. I remember that now. That was a that was a while ago. That was almost a year ago we were having that conversation, right? Yeah, let's look at a couple more bikes while we're which Surly is this? Oh, you got the Brooks saddle with the springs on it on this Surly. Oh, and single speed too. Is that the actual model name? I don't. Is it a one by one? Oh, you have the tug nuts on there. They changed these. I see they have a bottle opener now. I definitely want to get I want to get some of those for the Peugeot build. I don't have my second camera turned on, so I can't show it right now because they got sheet metal dropouts, and I want something to kind of reinforce them. So not like the main use they're designed for, but it would still be like cool. Oh, the one by one, yes. Oh, Big Kids BMX is what you guys. Oh, so this is yeah, exactly like a kind of like a wheelie bike. Is that what they're kind of going for with this design? That's pretty cool. I wasn't aware of this model. Yeah, classics early. Yeah, I'm guessing this one's not made anymore. Yeah, I think yeah, people use tug nuts because you could get back over there. Yeah, the reason I was trying to find, and if anyone knows, does does anyone make something like a tug nut that's a little more affordable? Because I like tug nuts and I use them on my Roger Riviere for the same reason. On one side to give more support, but they're a little expensive for such a cheap bike. And it's a bike I spent $40 on, and I think tug nuts are what 25, $30 a piece. And for the right use like this, they're totally worth it. But for my cheap you know, vintage Peugeot build, it's kind of throwing my whole like budget, you know. So if anyone knows of something like a similar project product that is just something that would reinforce some dropouts, I'd be interested. Ed Staple, what's up, ST? Yeah, that's cool. I've never seen that one. Oh, Pudgy said just get a BMX tensioner that fits a 10 millimeter rear axle. Awesome. Oh, and he was saying you think this model's now called the high side or something. Look at it. I think he has another Surly up here. Oh, yeah. Switch the wheel sets to the Bridge Club from the one to one by one. Trying out suspension post to see what it's all about. Yeah, let me know what you think of that. My one buddy just bought like all that Redshift stuff, and I've always thought that Brooks saddles give me enough suspension, um, depending on the bike, of course, but and the tires, supple tires. But which one is that? NCX? And then, oh yeah, the Bridge Club. Yeah, I already said that. Come on, move. Are those what bars are those? Jones bars on there, or crazy bars? Oh, and you have the suspension on the bars too, huh? Are you running a Dynamo on there? Is that, or is that just wired to a battery somewhere? Oh, it's called the low. The other bike's called the low side. What you were saying? It's the high side. Yeah, gotcha. Oh, Maloko bars. That would make sense. Maloko. Maloko. Well, you can't see them where I have my face, but whoops. There we go. NCX Sun Tour, the cheapest and a ton. So heavy, weighty, is what you're saying. The delay is really bad today, guys. So sorry if it seems like I seem like I'm off, but the delay on our stream versus so what you're seeing versus what I'm saying is it looks like it's about 15, 20 seconds at least. So I felt like, oh yeah, that's right. So it's funny because when I started, I mean, there must have been a gap there where I didn't see Muskrat for a long time, and then we started running into each other on the trails. It's cool to see all your bikes now because I didn't really pay that much attention to bikes when I started riding. Like I've said, my bike that's the winter bike was just my bike, and that's what I rode everywhere. And when I'd run into Musgrave and we'd ride along the trail together, I remember you telling me once, and this must be now 6, 7 years ago. You're like, man, you would be a lot faster if you rode a different bike. So yeah, I remember that's not long after that I started getting into the vintage road bikes, and I realized I'm like, oh yeah, these vintage road bikes from the 70s and 80s move quite a bit quicker than my 2001 mountain bike on smooth surfaces. So, oh, you had Cliffhanger 700s made for this, and then you switched to the 650s. Did you switch to the 650s just for more clearance for the fenders and all that? Oh, marathons. Aren't those the Schwabel marathons, the ones that Traveling Through swears by because he rode, well, as he should, I think he rode. Well, he did. He rode across the entire country with zero flat tires, which is just absolutely amazing. So I think the marathons have to be the ultimate choice in touring tires. Oh, it's interesting you asked that, Jay Dandy, because I was just since Muskrat brought up the wheel set, I thought you were going to ask what thought of the new Crust wheels, because the new Crust wheels are really interesting. If you guys didn't see them, they have their rim brake are the one set is I don't think they have both, but they did a set of rim brake wheels, but for the price they also come with a Dynamo hub, which I thought was interesting, and the weight wasn't crazy. They look really classic, and then they use the Mavic logo for the Crust logo, which I really like. Um, oh, Muskrat, you're just trying out as much as you can. Yeah, yeah. I have no the cargo conversion fork on the Crust. I don't have an opinion on it, but it seems like really a cool idea. Um, see if I could, man. That those Crust YouTube videos are the dude they got to do the YouTube videos could be like interesting to watch. Why they picked him to be their YouTube guy. Yeah, Crust just put out some wheels. I just typed in Crust wheels, and of course that got me nowhere near on Google where we needed to be. Oh, they do have disc. Yeah, they do have disc. So it's just the YouTube video. Yeah, but look at this, $520 for this rim brake wheel set, and I believe this is the one that. Yeah, they're doing them in silver and, or maybe they're only doing these ones in silver. 650 or 700. Where was the weight? It wasn't crazy. It was something like 350 grams, I believe. Okay, they're 944 and 822, so no. The rim weight was 395. It says I'm not aware of a lighter weight rim in this width that is rim brake, and they're pretty wide too. So, but they look super cool. Where's yeah? Look at these hubs. Yeah, they're pretty cool looking. I don't. Yeah. Let's see what the yeah, three sets, I guess. So yeah, we're yeah. I thought this was just a pretty rad touch with the Mavic style logo, and obviously tubeless, ready. Oh, Muskrat was saying the first ride with the seat post was a very easy 70 miles. Yeah, they were saying they hope to be have the rims available eventually, but with the supply shortage, they pretty much just have the wheel sets right now. Yeah, I wonder. I would like to look at these specs and how these like line up with the velocities and stuff like that. But these are pretty cool. It's gonna get some. I thought there were some also new bike picks. Oh yeah, there are. Check on my stream health and all that. Make sure I'm all good. Yep, all good. Oh, CNO Trail, Point Rocks, Maryland. This is wait, wrong buttons. Here we go. Rick's photo at the CNO Trail. Oh, in the Kona. What are these pedals you have on here? Oh, these are those super long ones. Pedaling Innovations. Are these the ones that he reviewed on Pathless Pedaled? I know he showed some super like long ones like that. Oh, is this what you're out doing today, Rick? Man, I wish our trails looked like that. I would be riding the trails like crazy right now. Yeah, ours are just absolutely buried. Marge was saying about the crust. Cool, but the Dynamo ain't your thing. Me and Summit Perry were chatting about the Dynamos. Did they put it on the? Yeah, it's on the. It is on the disc too. Yeah, I don't. I think if I was buying a wheel set that had it all integrated like this, I would get into it because all you need to bring is your light. On their own, they're really spendy, like to get a decent dynamo. So this might get me there. The thing, the dynamo that like I was saying, talking with Summit Perry about, is it worried me of like I was talking about the tech on bikes on what was that last Thursday we were talking about that stuff or last Tuesday, but as I just worry about stuff going wrong like that new Cannondale Synapse with all the built-in stuff, and I don't want it to become like my car where like I have problems that I don't know what to deal with. But I've heard that dynamos are supposed to be pretty robust, so I don't know. I don't think I would go out and get a wheel set built around them, but if like something like this was going to fit into what I was buying, it would make sense, especially for a touring bike, you know. But oh, Pudgy, you're talking about the pedals. Those are the giant ones people like for winter. And Rick said this is what you're doing. JB said you live along the CNO in DC. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's talked about this. We've done a lot of talks about touring and all that. CNO is on my list because I've said I've done the Gap Trail, but it seems like the CNO is the much more diverse and enjoyable of the two. So I wouldn't mind going back and knocking out the Gap in 2 days and riding the CNO. But oh, Malk, you have a set of those pedals as well. The ones that Pudgy was saying were great for winter. Yeah. Well, Chris, you were saying a battery pack works just fine. Most lights can't be charged in real time though. Like none of my night riders like that's the problem with them. I mean, you charge them overnight for sure, and that's fine. But the nice thing about a dynamo is it just works. So, oh, Rick, you went out to check out those rivs today, huh? Yeah, battery packs you have to worry about keeping warm. I haven't had a I haven't had a problem with my Night Rider lights lasting for most of my winter rides, and I definitely like say we go into a bar. Well, obviously we don't do that anymore. Well, not obviously, we just don't do that anymore. Um, I bring my headlight in with me so it doesn't get cold. But yeah, good headlights take a long time to charge. Like when we're doing Ohio to Erie, I always have them charging up overnight. You're also trying to charge your phone and your bike computer. So that's where I think a dynamo would be great because then you're not. That's one less piece of electronics. Hopefully, you're not worrying about charging. But at the same time, like I said, I just worry about electronics. Period. So I've never used one, and I haven't with dynamos talked to people who have used them firsthand. I think the one of the White brothers had it back in the day, but again, before I used to pay attention to bike stuff when I just rode. So Muskrat asked anyone use solar for trips. Our friend, and he's not here tonight, traveling through. Look up his YouTube channel. But he's the one I was just talking about. Went across the country on the marathons. He uses a solar panel to charge when he's on tour, and he runs like a drone and a bunch of stuff. So Malk said Light and Motion make ones that charge on the fly, similar to Urban 5000. Interesting. Yeah. Are they powerful? And again, on summer tours, it's not as big of a deal because you're not riding in the dark usually that much. So you could get away with not charging your headlights. You're more worried about charging your tail lights, I believe. I am. I am impressed with the length I get out of the Night Riders. And like you guys are saying, probably even better with some more modern lights as they keep getting better. But oh, then Rick on the Rivendales, you said you didn't like them, and he wanted top dollar, $3,500. Huh. You got lucky on your Rivendale, so you're spoiled. The pedal cell? I don't know what the pedal cell is. Let's look it up. Pedal cell charger? Oh, are these like old school where it runs on your actual tire? If that's what it is, this would not be my. This is like old school. This is like what they sold back in the day, back before lights were good, obviously. But or is this just a style of? Yeah, there's like a vintage one. Wait, that got weird. Where'd they go? Bradley says it attaches to your rim, not that. So Rick said he never rode a Dynamo before testing the rivs today. He swears they were making the bikes pull to one side. And Pudgy says they definitely add drag. I've always heard that dynamos are almost unnoticeable. I thought that was the whole point of them, that you really don't feel them. Malk said Light in Motion Rando, 500 lumens. They have an Urban 500 too. Bradley, I need to find what you're talking about. Pedal cell charger. Find something more modern here. Yeah, can Dynamo. Here's a question I have too. Can dynamos? I know they have the outlet for the light. Can you use them to power like during the day if you don't need your light? Can you have it charging like your USB um, charger? What am I thinking of? Battery pack? Can you have like dynamos so they're like giving power to whatever you need? Like because that would be to me something that'd be totally worth it. If I'm gonna ride a 90-mile day like on a bike tour, and it's charging up all my stuff, so I don't have to be, you know, fighting for the space, the outlets at the campground, or if we wanted to stealth camp or go more primitive, that would make a Dynamo even more worth it. Huh, Bradley? It's not showing your link. Are you guys seeing the link? It let Large drop a link earlier. Or unless I missed it. Let me go back. Malk said Cycling About does a very analytical video on Dynamo. Huh, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Bradley, it's not letting your link come through if I do want to see this. Or if anyone else knows a better search term to find it out. I don't see anything new in the Discord. But it could be blocking the link. I mean, YouTube could think it's something. Well, they let all these spammers drop links. I don't know why we can't see the link that you're dropping us, but I don't think I follow Cycling About. But I would like to watch that video on the Dynamos. I'm not in the market. I was just saying if I do find that wheel set from Crust compelling, and if I needed a wheel set for something cool, and it already had a Dynamo integrated, I could see going that route. So oh, my internet just slowed way down. Maybe he just has a slow website. I'll search him on YouTube. I assume this is the Cycling About you guys are talking about? Oh. I will subscribe and check that out later for sure. Oh, nice. Awesome, Pudgy. Good idea. Yeah, drop it in the share a vid. But I got him up here, so let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I'll share the link so anyone can watch it. How about just share? There we go. It's in the Discord now. Oh, he's a bike tourer full time. Otis always makes fun of the way that tour comes out of my mouth. There's certain words I just cannot pronounce, as you guys have probably well noticed over the last year. Yeah, I wonder if it. Yeah, I wonder if this doesn't let. I think weren't a couple of you saying it wouldn't let you drop links before, which I'm wondering if Large is a moderator, so it lets him drop links, but maybe it doesn't let other people drop links. I'll have to go into the settings on that again. Yeah, but why would it let the trolls do that? So, Pudgy, you can't say rural. That's one that would I could see. I have to think about it to say it right. Yeah, rural, rural, rural. Yeah, those are the kind of words that tie me up as well. Dude looks like lanky. Let's see what is. He says he's cycling the Americas from 2017 to 2021. 50,000 kilometer ride. Wow. Check his IG out. Rick, you can't say no. You can't say no to more. What was your drink? I'm trying. I can't think of the name of your drink. Right, Grand Grand Marnier. Rick can't say no to a Grand Marnier if you go out with him in Philadelphia. I'll tell you that much. Or maybe he was saying no in the end because I have no recollection at all of it. So oh, there we go. Yeah. I'm gonna pause the video so we don't get in trouble for the copyright, and then go to the website for the to see what it is. Oh, it rubs on the rim. I probably don't have any bike. Well, I guess so. You have to have more of a rim brake, or will it work with disc brakes? Huh. I think I would prefer a Dynamo to this. This is easier because you don't have to build a wheel around it, obviously. But it just seems like there's a lot that can go wrong with the system like this, right? That you'd have to adjust. So what is a rubber gasket kind of around the what's taking in the power? Yeah, I get my bikes too dirty for this. I think it would have to be for pretty smooth surface touring. I mean, they're showing it on a bike. They just showed it on a bike with my snow tires, and there's no way this would be working in like the weather I was just riding in. Hey, what's up, Baron? How's it going? Oh yeah, it would work with. I do see how it would work with disc now with that kind of like rubbery. It would probably be better with disc brakes now that I think about it. I don't think I'd want it on my brake track, but yeah, curious to what you guys think of if you think that would work, or if you would like it. Yeah, it works when it gets dirty. Ah, man, I don't know. One, you have to attach it to your fork, and it can't move on your fork. You've got to try it out, Bradley, and let us know. And if it's awesome, then, you know, but I'd be interested. Yeah. Baron, I was just watching your latest video yesterday while I was eating lunch and working on some stuff. Oh wow, Bradley, you're saying there's a guy who's riding single track with those. I'll have to watch some videos. I have a hard time. Yeah, like obviously what I said. Hard time seeing how they could work in gnarly situations, but maybe they would. Or the other thing, like I think what Pudgy's saying is, if they do work in all conditions, I feel like you would be tightening them down so hard to your rim that one, it would be putting wear on your rim, and that's one of the big advantages to me of my disc brakes is they're not putting wear on my rims. But yeah, then we're back to the drag factor, right? If you have to tighten it down so it works when it's wet or dirty or you're doing gnarly stuff, then you have that problem. And then also, how hard can you tighten that thing down to a carbon fork if you have a carbon situation going on? But yeah, I would like to see it. Yeah. JB said he had a Dynamo in the 80s. I got to assume that they've upgraded the technology since then, just like we're talking with lights and everything else. But I am definitely not the expert on that. Like I said, I'm just even with what Bradley's showing, I'm just saying my two beer deep off the cuff opinions. So yeah, this I am not the expert on charging stuff with bike power. I'm just yeah from my yeah what I my thoughts in the moment. So yeah, don't let me turn anyone off out of all that out of anything that looks like it might work. Yeah, or that you've seen good reviews by trustworthy reviews, not sponsored reviews. You know, so I would love to see Pathless Pedal talk about that stuff because he doesn't take any money from anyone. So it'd be an interesting, or a couple of the other cycling channels I like. But yeah, I'll have to check that out, Bradley. You said they cover all that stuff. Yeah. Barron said his wife had an old school Dynamo on her bike in Japan. Noticeable drag and noise. Yeah. I don't think the new ones do they? I'm not saying no drag. I mean, obviously they have drag. If you're generating power, there's going to be some level of drag no matter what. It's just what people have told me is that it's not noticeable. But Rick said it was on the one he tried today. So, yeah. I don't think the new ones made noise though, but I could be wrong on that. Oh, Sean, what's up? He says he uses a Shutter Precision Dynamo. Wow. Shutter Precision Dynamo works great, but drops his speed by 2 to 3 miles an hour. That's a deal breaker for me. 2 to 3 miles an hour is a ton of drag. Yeah, that total deal. Not worth having a light for 2 to 3 miles an hour for sure. During the day, turns the light off and the drag disappears and the speed goes up. Huh. Even to run them at night, I would not want to lose that much speed. Like that much power, that's a ton of power. I mean, if I'm going from 15 miles an hour to 12 to 13 to run my light, that would be absolute deal breaker to me. Sean says you could charge other stuff, which is what I was hoping, but man, that's a lot. And Malk says Pathless Pedal does a good video on why batteries are better than dynamos. Okay, yeah. Dynamo? That must be the one I rode in Vegas. Yeah. That's interesting to know. I just assumed that modern dynamos were not going to be that much drag. But I am gonna the videos that we dropped and like some of that stuff. I definitely want to look it up and watch that stuff. And like I said, it's not something that I was about to invest in. What sent me down this road was it just so happened that me and Summit Perry were chatting about this last week, and then those new crust wheels. So, hey, what's up, Charles? He said in the 70s he ran one dynamo on the front and another on the back. At speed, it sounded like a jet airplane. Interesting. Yeah. Like I was saying, I assumed the technology had advanced really far, but maybe not as much as it makes it worthwhile. Yeah. Malk said guys that run Perry traditionally run dynamos, but many are switching to batteries. Yeah, man, I can't imagine anyone riding that would use something that would drop their speed by 2 miles an hour, though, right? Malk, I'm not touching that one. Yeah, I would bet Bradley. Now this thing sounds much better than Dynamos from what I'm hearing. But yeah, again, I'm ignorant on the topic. I shouldn't even be espousing anything. Maybe that should be my brand. Yeah, I could Dynamo Hum. Oh yeah, we got some. So there are some links in the Discord. If anyone's not in there, you could, like I always say, basically just a message board for the channel. And if anyone wants to join and check out any of the links we're dropping, and also drop any bike pics or drink pics in there. But yeah, I'm definitely going to check these out. Probably watch them after we get out. Charging the Dynamo or what? Yeah, it doesn't sound like any of it. It doesn't sound like, well, besides what some of us have watched, unfortunately, there's no one here besides, well, like Charles and Baron who are, well, Charles said 70, so like I said, hopefully they've updated the technology. And then what Baron said, how did he say how long ago? An old school Dynamo, old school. So yeah, it doesn't sound like anyone here has first person experience with a very modern Dynamo, but are you still watching Large? Do you remember if the White was that? I thought that was Andy White who was saying he was getting a wheel set build up, and I can't remember if we ever rode with him when he had it on there. But then again, those guys were like I said, I was just riding my old mountain bike out on our bike rides. I never thought about bikes, and they were talking about stuff that I didn't think about till the last couple of years. They were way ahead of the. They were not way ahead, but they were definitely on the. They had crust bikes in all cities like 5 6 years ago. So Pudgy said he's still a fan of power banks, and yeah, that's definitely what I do. I'm definitely, you know, I bring usually two power banks, and I'm always a little more concerned about power because I'm obviously running my GoPro. I usually bring enough, like I usually bring 2 or 3 batteries for my Canon, and don't worry about charging that when we're on tour. My mirrorless. So Al Barron said the Dynamo that he was talking about was from the 90s. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just got to assume that they've, even since the 90s, when you look at LEDs and everything that's happened with technology, hopefully they're better now, but who knows? How large, you're not sure. Yeah. Oh, nice. This is Bradley's most recent Surly. Oh yeah, that looks great. What is this? Which one is this? A long haul? Oh, disc trucker. Yeah, it's got the brown Brooks on there too. Tan Brooks. Gravel Kings, right? He's tan. Oh yeah, tan wall Gravel Kings. Sweet. Yeah. Well, Pudgy said the nice thing about GoPros is you only need 14 batteries. The good thing, like I really do, and I've talked about this before, but like I really film minimally with GoPros. Like I don't let my GoPros run. Um, I pretty much only like film when I think something interesting is going to happen. So I don't let them run. And in the winter, they're dying all the time. So I actually put a hot hands in the pocket that has extra batteries. But I don't go through the GoPro batteries in the summer as much as you would think because I don't record as much as you think. Like when we get back from 4 or 5 days on Ohio to Erie, I don't have hours of footage. I have like, you know, I just extend the clips that I know I want and, by let it run for an extra 10 seconds here or there if there's a cool bridge or Aaron's going to say something or we stop somewhere cool. That's really what you got to do with GoPros. If you're not a mountain biker, if you're not doing like extreme sports where you're going everywhere, don't let your GoPro run. Only film the stuff that is going to be something you think you're going to use. You're obviously going to throw away some footage, but that's the way to use them. It makes your editing easier. It makes your batteries last longer. It makes your memory cards last longer. But my opinion, that's what works for me. And it's got my editing down to if I just make a ride video that I don't talk at all in, like something like I did on Sunday with the snow ride, I mean, I edited that in an hour. So, Musgrave, I like Anchor. Yeah, spelled like this. You can't get that light. You know, it's almost proportional, right? If there's more battery, it's going to be heavier. So, you know, depending on the brand, I mean, there are cheaper brands, but I've done really well with the anchors. They've lasted me a long time. So I'd recommend that brand. I've never had one that's died premature on me, but yeah, they seem to be built tough. But again, some LEDs that are good indicators of when they're charged and how low they're getting. But yeah, you can't like get that. There's no such thing as a super lightweight power bank, in my opinion, because then it doesn't have a lot of battery. So, oh, you have a mountain bike drivetrain on that, yeah. Mullet set up there, right? Terry B times his videos to how long his GoPro battery lasts. Yeah, but Terry B like films really different than he films a lot of ways, but a lot of times he does do like hotlines or uninterrupted, videos, and same with rough cuts, like where it's just a camera running, whereas that's just something I almost never do. So it's a different style, but oh yeah, you do have the death traps on there. We were talking about those, and I think that's what Aaron is. That what Aaron had on her new winter bike? Oh, Musgrave, you're saying your power bank is a black web, huh? Yeah, I actually carry two. Funny Brad carries like one of those big hefty ones. I tend to carry two of the smaller ones. I can't remember the power output of them now, but we almost always camp at state style like state park campgrounds, and so you usually have, and then Aaron brings an adapter with you at like 6 USB things, so we all kind of charge. I basically overnight I plug my phone into one of the power banks when we first get to camp. If I need to plug a GoPro in or a tail light, that's what I do and get by. I've never run out of power yet, but again, we're not backcountry touring, so that would also be a different calculation, you know. So we're never carrying all our food or all our battery power, but I do tend to carry like a lot of extra GoPro batteries just in case, or even two GoPros sometimes. So what time is it? Oh, it's already after 11. Yeah, it is bedtime. Oh, Rick, you were saying your Varia is getting pretty beat up? Yeah, I hope it lasts. Yeah. Yeah, let's start to wind this down. Got a lot to do tomorrow to get ready for my trip on Thursday. I actually have to I was talking about Carl earlier, my buddy Carl. I actually have to go pick up some guitar pedals that they have a time sensitive issue on that they want photographed. So tomorrow night I'll be photographing in the studio guitar pedals, but they're really they take a lot of editing. There's just like these tiny scratches that you would never see when you buy one that show up on the photos that need to all be perfected. The lighting is pretty serious, so yeah, tomorrow I need to. My car's not even here. My car's still at Aaron's from Sunday, so I need to ride my bike over to Aaron's and get my car at some point after they plow her driveway. Her driveway hasn't been plowed. Josh is stopping by to bring the wireless mics for my trip, and we'll end up chatting a little bit about the setup and all that, and a little bit of work, all my stuff to get ready. So yeah, it's going to be a hectic day, but that's all good. Yeah, it's all good that it's going to be like that. So Muskrat, I still have my drone. I just haven't been using it as much. And I was just talking to a friend the other day that I need to get it out more. It's, oh yeah, my friend Kyle, who, Night Foundation. You've met Kyle, Muskrat. We were both at one of the events, yeah, we were chatting at that he put on. So yeah, Kyle from Night. I was telling him I need to use more that for more of the projects I do with them this year. But I need to use it more for my bike projects too. It's just like one of the things with me filming my bike rides is, you noticed, it's almost all from the bike because I'm also not trying to ruin the enjoyment of riding. I've always said I don't even think I have, you know, I love how traveling through like goes and sets up his camera, then rides by, or so many YouTube channels do that. I rarely do that because I'm still trying to enjoy my ride. And plus, I don't want to slow down, you know, Aaron and Large and Funny Brad and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I should use my drone more, but yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, let's end it with that. Thanks, guys, for saying having a great trip. I will tell DeSantis you said fuck you. If I see him, I will probably try and spit on him and not get arrested. But yeah, fuck Florida's government. All right, guys. Yeah, I'll probably do a few posts too in the Discord and stuff while I'm down there. When I get the bike, I'll share some photos and all that kind of stuff, and do some members posts, behind the scenes stuff. Hopefully, while we're gone. So, all right. I will see you on Tuesday. Hopefully, I get a video out before then, but I might not. Video might come out Monday afternoon when I get back. So, yeah.
See myself on your YouTube.
Okay,
All right.
bye. Okay,
Yeah.
this is not.
Fitzwater photo.